Well, I think it's been a very strong spring for us. The difference between where we were at the end of this spring and where we were at the end of the spring a year ago is tremendous. We had a decent fall 2010. I think finished 8-5-6, second in the CAA. Certainly was a disappointment in a lot of ways for myself and for the staff and the players, because I think our goals are much higher than that. But it was a step along what we needed to do in the building process. This spring, I think we took another strong step forward. Played against some good opponents. Continued to grow. A lot of the guys that came in this year as freshmen had a very strong spring, and they're just continuing to lay the foundation for the program here. I think the most exciting piece from our coach's standpoint would just be the growth that occurred. A lot of times when you bring in young players, they go through a bit of a transformation, and you have some time to adjust to the level, to the demands, to the speed of the game. In the fall, there were a few guys who broke through and either started or played significant minutes. In this spring, there were several of the young guys who I think became a little more comfortable, got their opportunities in training and really grew, and then got opportunities to go in the games and performed very well.
Your spring schedule featured matches against the 4 NCAA teams from a year ago: Maryland, Virginia, UMBC, West Virginia. Let's talk about playing that type of level of talent and how the spring really gets you ready for the fall.
Soccer environments around the world, the season's about 10 months long. And so for us to kind of squeeze everything into that 3.5, 4-month period between August, when the kids come in for preseason, and hopefully in December, when you finish with the College Cup, you play a lot of games. You play a lot of games, but you don't necessarily have the time and ability to train and continue to develop players. One of the nice things about the spring is you have a long period of time, 2 months maybe, before you play any games. And so you have an opportunity to really lay the foundation, to really get after it in training, for the players to compete and grow. Then you get an opportunity to, then toward the end of the spring, gauge yourself where you are in competitions versus other teams. For us this spring, we wanted to see the best competition that we could, and I think we were able to schedule, some very good teams in the ones that you mentioned. And certainly each kind of posed different challenges to us. But I think as a general rule, we as a program, as a staff, we're pleased with our progress. We'll announce in the next several days a very large and talented and deep recruiting class. I'm very excited about this group. I felt like last year, getting here on the ground a little bit late, we were able to piece together a very successful class that helped us. Some of those guys are going to be around here for several years. Some were guys that we got as transfers to bring in to kind of help us, bridge the gap and help us take some steps to go where we were headed. This year's group is very deep. There are a lot. I think we have maybe 13 freshmen, a lot of which are players that we identified here in the state of Virginia over the last, 15 to 16 months on the job. A lot of guys in that group are going to be huge contributors for us over the course of their 4-year career. And so very, very excited to announce that class. And a few others from around the country, a few internationals. Overall, I think, the best part about this group is I think there's every player in the class has the potential to play for us. Okay, each year as a team we sit down and establish goals, athletic and academic goals. This fall coming up, I feel pretty good about our chances to accomplish a lot of those goals. And I think it starts with our team and our performance and focused on us every day. And, if we do things to the best of our capabilities and perform the way that I think we're able, I think we'll be in the hunt for a lot of things in the fall.